Is it on me?
It is.
Hey! I missed the, I didn't see in the corner of my eye. How you doing, everybody? It's Friday. It's Friday, August. I almost said April. August 28th.
Hey, August.
And so I'm in bird mode lately, so I'm just going to do some birds. My brain is in the birds. We went down last week, Dustin, well, not last week. We went down Monday, right?
Monday, yeah.
Monday, for those of you that weren't with us on Tuesday, we went down to a place called Natural Encounters down in Central Florida, here in well, it's Winter Garden or Winter Springs, Winter Haven. Jeez, there's Winter Springs, Winter Haven, Winter Garden here in Florida. It's Winter Haven.
Lots of winters.
I know, and they're a bird center, and they have amazing birds. The reason we went down there initially is because I've been looking for a reference for a harpy eagle, and I read that they had one. So we went down and found some wonderful harpy eagle reference, and which helped me with my birds of prey course. But we also got some great footage and photographs of other birds as well. And so today I thought it might be fun to kind of do one of those birds. One of them that we got that I want to draw today is this guy. This is a crested Caracara, and we have them here in Florida, and they're in New Mexico and everything else. They're a really cool bird. Believe it or not, they are classified as a falcon. Very strange. There's nothing about them that is falcon. And I actually talked to the woman, Amy Fennell, who's a bird expert there, and even she says, you know what, it has something to do with taxonomy or whatever, but everything about them is not falcon, although they are classified as a falcon. So, but they're really very cool birds. We have them. You can see them if you're on the interior of Florida. They live along, in the pasture lands and all the open lands here in Florida, and they eat snakes and lizards and things like that. And you'll see them not along the coast or near the water, but on the interior of Florida. And they're really cool birds. Right there, look at that. Isn't that an awesome bird? Birdie. And I love the lighting on it. So Dustin got some great shots, and so I thought, hey, let's do it. Caracara. C-A-R-A. So that's what we're doing today. But before we get to that, I want to tell you about Tony Cipriano and his ZBrush course. We have it out on pre-order. I wanted to say pre-display. My brain is just shorting out today.
Do you need a nap?
I do, maybe. But so it's out on pre-order. It's going out for full price on Monday. So the course is coming out Monday. It jumps up to full price. So if you want to get it at half price right now, pre-order it. Go over to creatureartteacher.com and you can get Tony Cipriano's ZBrush course. I'm starting to spit too. I got a whole bunch of spit down on my screen. Isn't that awesome?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I've got that, and I've known Tony for 30 years. He's an amazing artist. He's actually one of the best caricature artists I know. They're hilarious. They're very funny. But he's also an amazing sculptor. And years ago, he switched over to working digitally in sculpting, and kind of brought his traditional thinking into his approach digitally, which I think is a little bit unique. And so we got together with him, and he put together this course. And it's great. It came out really great. And we actually sculpted our main character from Snow Bear that we've been working on. So he went ahead and did that, and we made a course out of it. Will my course have a kingfisher? No, kingfisher is not a bird of prey. But we will get to other birds on future courses. But this course is just birds of prey, so no kingfishers. Here's one that I'm working on right here. We've got about halfway through it. This is a Andean condor, one of the largest flying birds, right there behind the bustard. And then albatrosses have longer wingspans, but they're not volume-wise. They're not as big. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Andean condor. That's what I'm working on. But I also want to remind you. So ZBrush. Oh, the other thing too. This is a big one. As far as if you're a student. And that's part of a class, or you are an art teacher, Nick and I have put together some package deals for you guys. If you are teaching a group of students, we do have a package deal for you where you can get quite a bit off on group rates. Okay, so go to creatureartteacher.com/education, and you'll find more information there. So like I said, if you're a student, tell your teacher, and if you're a teacher, come on over and see us. All right, it's creatureartteacher.com/education, and we can give you some group rates over there for everything that's on the site. All right, so that's pretty cool. And also, I want to remind you about our scholarships that we are offering. Last month, Nick and I, well, actually, we've been wanting to do this for the entire duration that we've had Creature Art Teacher. It's just taken a while to build up to it, but we have finally gotten there. And so every month, Nick and I will be giving away a $5,000 scholarship to one lucky student. That's every month, okay? So if you don't get it this month, there's a chance you can get it next month. So that's 12 people a year we're going to be giving away $5,000 scholarship to. And this is something we've been wanting to do for a long time, and it makes us very happy that we can do it. So go over to creatureartteacher.com/scholarship, and you can get all the information there. And I want to remind you that if you submit but don't get chosen, you don't have to submit again. We've got your portfolio, okay? So I just want to make sure that, so that we don't have this revolving door of portfolios, I want to make sure that you guys know that once you submit, it's there. Now, if you create an art piece that you go, oh my gosh, I got to get this in my portfolio, I got to show the guys, then yes, you can do that. All right, and then what's the other one? What was I going to say? I think that's it. But it's good for college, but it's also good for any online training that you might want to do that costs money. So if you want to take classes from Proco, if you want to take classes from Schoolism or for the Masters Academy, any of those that are online teaching, it's good for that as well. Okay, so just go over to creatureartteacher.com/scholarship, and the information is there. Oh, I know the other thing I was going to say is don't rush it. If you're throwing something together just to get it in before the end of the month, you're probably not putting your best foot forward. So take your time. Remember, we're doing this every month. So take your time, put together the best portfolio you can. Professional, nice portfolio. That's what I want to see, okay? And we're limiting it to 200 a month. And because basically I want to make sure that I can give attention to every portfolio to make sure that I'm not skipping anybody over. So, so just, if you don't get in, if for some reason the portfolio isn't able to be submitted, then just make sure you get it in the next month, okay? So there's that. And once again, I'll remind you about my brother Travis Blaze's Calipeg course that's out now. It's really, really cool. If you are interested in 2D animation and you want to do it on your iPad, Calipeg is the software for you because it's specially made for iPad. And it's for doing 2D animation. My brother helped develop the software, or he was the beta tester for them, and so he gave them notes along the way. And it's really a great piece of software, and I really recommend it. Travis really has a great way of teaching, and so I recommend getting in there and checking it out. And once again, that's at creatureartteacher.com. I want to go back to Tony. Nick's reminding me. For any of you hockey fans out there, if you might know Disney's The Mighty Ducks, Tony Cipriano, our ZBrush guy, he designed that logo. The Mighty Ducks logo was designed by Tony Cipriano.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know
Oh
that.
yeah, Tony did that. And I remember when he did it. He goes, "What do you think?" I said, "It looks pretty good." So he sent it in. It was pretty cool. And also we have a 2.5-hour sneak peek of Tony's course and an awesome studio tour where Nick and I got to hang out with him in his studio with a few surprises that will be live on YouTube later today. Okay, so get ready to check that out. Man, it seems like our announcements are getting longer and longer.
Yeah, they're getting quite extensive.
Yes, but anyway, I want to make sure I cover all that. So, the studio tour is going to be cool. We had some fun stuff in there. If you like Disney memorabilia type stuff, it'll be cool. You'll dig it. All right, so this Condor. I'm just going to put this off close that out. And let's start a new image, shall we? As always, I've got Dustin, my son, my trusty son, Dustin.
How's it going, everybody?
He's hanging out next to me, doing his weird dance that he does every week.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm talking and trying to work at the same time, which means I'm not paying attention. There we go. There we go, right there. And I'm just getting it ready. I'm doing a vertical for all of you Instagram folks out there. Working vertical, working vertical. We haven't figured out how to format it yet for Instagram. All right. Caracara.
Caracara.
Caracara. Caracara. Oops.
Caracara. Caracara.
Caracara. Caracara. All right. So, Caracara is a. It's also the bird that is presented or showcased on the Mexican national flag.
Huh?
It's a caracara catching a snake on the Mexican flag.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a caracara. Mexican.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Believe it or
Believe it or not. Now, I don't know if it's a crested caracara. There's different types of caracaras out there. Could you do a future stream on how to put together a portfolio? Yes, actually, I've done one in the past. I think it's pretty buried in my in all of my videos that I've done. I've got several hundred videos that I've done over the years, and I do think it might be a little bit buried. But Nick and I did. I think Nick and I did one together. Didn't we, Nick?
Hey, Manny's here.
Manny!
Because Aaron Blaze.
I'm doing a
He's the
caracara.
greatest guy in history.
I'm doing a crested caracara, Manny.
Also, it has a little jingle of from the town of Bedrock.
Trying to get that rhythm through the body. See how loose you can go? You don't have to be tight. No, don't be tight. Be loose. Loose as a goose, baby.
You're very tight.
Tight like a tiger.
Tight like a tiger.
I love gold.
Ah, today's Martin Berger's 29th birthday.
29? Man, I
29.
can't even remember that far back. I've gotten so old.
I'm turning 30 next month.
Yeah. Tell everyone what you're trying to do.
What am I trying to do?
Yeah, tell everyone what you're trying to do.
Keep that a secret. For
Keep it
now.
a secret until we'll see if it happens.
Or until Austin blares it out.
Awfully proud of you. Awfully proud of you, son.
Right, you know what? I'm looking to buy a house. There, I said it. But the credit score is a little questionable, below average. So it's a little.
No, don't
little
worry
nervous
about all that. Yeah.
But hopefully things will work out.
We're working it, baby. We're working it.
We'll figure it out.
So what I'm doing here is I don't think I'm going to do the whole bird. I really love the patterning on a crested caracara. Twitch question: have you ever considered that the blue light filter of your glasses might compromise your color choices? I don't have blue light filter on here. They're absolutely clear. No, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy, man.
You're crazy, man.
You're
You're crazy,
Got a
man.
lot of energy today. It's Friday. I always look forward to our Friday streams.
Yeah, I feel that the Tuesday mornings were great for a different audience, but at the same time, it was morning.
And it was Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. So it's just, ugh.
I met a Caracara once. It was the funniest bird I've ever met. Hold on. It raced. Hold on, let me move this over. I'm losing some of it in the image. It ran really fast across the ground with its wings flapping, and then tried to untie my shoelaces. I love the personality it showed. They are like that. This guy that I'm drawing, although we didn't interact with him, he was a little bit skittish. He did run around all over the place in his enclosure.
There was one bird though that was really funny because he was coming out, popping his head out like from the side.
Oh yeah.
But
That was the tawny eagle.
The tiny eagle.
That was a big bird. And we opened up the cage to see where it was, and it was right there. And he went, "Huh?"
Yeah, she jumped.
Yeah. I wish, actually, Manny, you would have loved it.
Oh man, he would have had a field day out there. He would have loved it.
That king vulture really was awesome. Let me see, where are those photos?
Also that harpy though.
Let me go to Lightroom. I just want to show you some of these. Here's the photo that we're working on, but you can see some of the other poses of this guy. He's just so cool. There he is right there. That's after some adjustments.
Yeah, I shot all these with my Sony A9 II, in case if anybody's wondering.
Yeah.
With a 70-200 G Master lens.
And then here, look at some of these shots that Dustin got. Where is it? This guy.
These are.
We took him out and
photos.
flew him. This is a Eurasian eagle owl. And man.
Yeah, that one right there.
Look at that shot.
I edited
adjust.
that one.
I know. Let me adjust it.
Actually, you can probably access that on my SD. Yeah. I have it plugged in.
Well, I want to get back to the drawing pretty quickly, but look at that. There's some really great. We just have to adjust the. I love this one too. Bays.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, a couple of these I edited and saved as JPEG, so I might be
Right there.
posting one or two of these onto
Actually,
my Instagram later
Let
on.
me do this. You just lose the screened enclosure.
Yep, that's what I did.
Look at that guy. Give him a little more saturation. We'll just warm him up a little bit. We'll dehaze him a little. Look at that beauty.
It's starting to look very familiar.
Yes. That's a Eurasian eagle owl. And just absolutely gorgeous. I love these birds. So there's that. There's another great shot of him hopping up onto the... Here he was flying with the wind, and poor guy couldn't get any lift. Look at his feathers. They were flying all over the place. He was trying so hard to get... oh, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, the reflection of my screen and my shirt is making it look like my glasses have blue tint. Yes, I know. Look at that. Beautiful bird. There's one from behind. Oh, we missed him.
Yeah.
Look at this. Here we go.
Oh, the harpy.
There's our harpy. Look at that. Isn't she awesome? We got some great shots of her. There's another good one right there. She was so big. Her feet are the size of my hand. She's just giant. Harpies are one of the biggest eagles in the world outside the Philippine eagle. And just a gorgeous, gorgeous bird. Dustin got some really cool shots here.
Do you read this Instagram comments? I think I just did.
Look at this little guy. He was just a young guy. He's only a couple of months old. Isn't he beautiful? Super cool.
Doing his
yeah,
display.
so then he saw Dustin in the camera and didn't like it, so he flared out. Where was that?
I think it's back
Oh,
there.
it's back here, yeah. Here he is. Here he is flaring out, trying to make himself look big. He's making himself look big so he can scare Dustin away.
Instead I was like, oh, give me more, give me more.
So there's that. And we're back to our beautiful harpy. Look at up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Look at these feet. Bam. Their hind claw. I think it's like almost 5 inches. It's bigger than a grizzly bear's claw. That's how big they are. It looks like a giant spike. Look at that guy. Or actually, this is a female. They're dimorphic. They're sexually dimorphic. What does that mean? Well, the females in birds of prey are bigger than males. So this is a large, very large female, and she was super cool. Just a really great specimen.
Yeah, but there were a few times where we slightly opened up the door so I can get some photos, and she came towards me. Like,
yeah.
And the handler was like, "All right, time to go, time to go."
Twitch question, Mr. Blaze, what's your opinion on the movie Klaus? Also, say hi to my Uncle Brian for me next time you see him and his possums. Oh, so it's you're Brian Johnson's niece or nephew? Cool. I will say hi. I love Klaus. I think Klaus, I thought Klaus was visually one of the best films I've seen since Sleeping Beauty. I thought it was absolutely stunning.
Hey, Detlef is here.
Hey Detlef, how you doing?
Says, man, these pictures are too good. Can't wait for the reference pack.
Detlef, you would have loved it. One of these days, when the whole thing is over, I've been talking to this center, the Natural Encounters, and as soon as the coronavirus is a thing of the past, we're talking about holding workshops there, and they're all for it. So we will work it out, and then we will start bringing people in. And it's just an amazing place. It's the best bird center I've ever been to.
No, this is not an osprey. This is a Caracara.
YouTube question. You guys are doing a reference pack of these gorgeous birds for us, right? Please. Oh, the fan background is really loud today. Maybe the mic position. No, it was super hot in here today. Let's turn this one off. Yeah, it's like 10 degrees hotter in this room than it is in the other rooms.
Yeah,
we've got 3 fans going. That's why. Sorry, Nick.
It's
I've got one down on
terrible.
the floor blowing up. Maybe you just turn the mic a little bit that way.
Just a tad.
So I'm blabbering and drawing. So these feathers that come off see right here off the eye and come back. A bird of prey, the ear is back here, right where you would expect it to be, but it's just an opening in the side of the head. And so they have feathers that cover the ear, and those are called the ear coverts. Is it Manny, if you're listening, is it coverts or coverts? Or anybody else out there? When you talk about the feathers on a bird, I've never gotten a straight answer. And so I go back and forth between calling them coverts or coverts.
As Dr. Seuss would ask, can you draw a harpy with a Sharpie?
What's the smallest bird that you've ever seen before in your whole entire life? Well, it was definitely a hummingbird. I actually saw hummingbird babies in a nest.
Oh, wow.
That was the smallest bird I'd ever seen. I had a little nest. When I lived in California, I had a studio up in the mountains, and I had a little nest in a branch just above my door, my entry to my studio. And I climbed up a ladder, pulled the ladder over to the side, and had binoculars, and peeked in, and she moved, and I saw her there. You could fit them in a spoon. They're super cute. Hi, can you do bird skull? I want to be an ornithologist. That says anthologist, but it should be ornithologist. And I love to draw birds, but you are so cool. Well, thanks. Thanks, I appreciate that. Well, look at what we got. Look what I happen to have right next to me as I'm drawing. This is a red-tailed red-tailed hawk skull. Is that in focus?
Yep.
That's a red-tailed hawk skull.
Well, that's
What's really cool? See these bones right here over the eye?
Hold back just a tad. Just a little bit. Yeah, right there.
These are called the supraorbital ridge. And so birds, you know, they have really great vision. And other than owls, all the other birds of prey hunt during the day, right? And so when you're a bird of prey and you've got that great vision and you want to see something far away, you need something to block the sunlight. So just like the visor in your car, when you pull the visor down to block the sun, well, birds of prey have the same thing, but it's a bone called the supraorbital ridge, and it shades their eye. Now the other thing they have is, look here, you'll see that round bone right there? That's called a scleral bone, and that holds the eye in place. And so, because they've got such massive eyes, you know, in relation to the size of their head. And so, just like owls, birds of prey, or hawks, they can't move their eyes like we can. You know, you can look back and forth and do all that. They can't. So, one of the things they've adapted is they got a few extra vertebrae in their neck, so they can turn their head much further around in different directions. Okay? Now, the skin, the flesh that goes over this part of the beak, right there, that's called cere, C-E-R-E. And then the nostril, they don't call it a nostril, they call it a nair, right there. And then the top part of the beak, that's the maxilla. Underneath, that's the mandible. Yeah, very, very cool. So anyway, there's your skull.
Back to it.
Man, something smells good. You smell that?
It's making me starving.
What is that?
It smells like bacon.
Smells like barbecue.
It smells like bacon.
Bacon. Someone cooking bacon? Oh, I want a BLT.
I haven't eaten anything yet, so I'm starving, and so that's not helping.
All right, let's get this done now. All right, go.
Do you have an owl skull?
Well, here you go. You want an owl skull? I will give you an owl skull. Here.
I got your owl skull right here.
Now, you want to see eyes. You want to see a scleral bone. Look at that. This is a great horned owl skull. Look at the size of those scleral bones. Looks like he's got binoculars, doesn't it? It's insane. Big, big eyes. It's all basically the skull is adapted to hold the eyes, because it's when you look inside, it's basically it's all empty space for the eyes to sit in. You know, they're night hunters, right? Obviously, we know that. So they've got to have all that space to utilize as much photons. You know, they pick up those photons, those little bits of light, as they can. And that's a great horned owl. And right here, this little guy, that's a barn owl. Barn owl skull. Yep. Pretty neat. Neat stuff. All this is in my how to draw birds of prey course. Oh my God, that bacon smells good.
Dustin's gonna eat Aaron.
Well, I pretty much stopped eating meat other than fish.
Yeah, it's salmon.
I eat salmon probably twice a day.
What's your favorite kind of owl?
I don't have one. I love barn owls. I love great horned owls. I love eagle owls. Spectacled owl. Do you remember the spectacled owl? I got to show this one. This owl.
Oh, was that the one that was like all
goofy
like
looking?
Rare? Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find it. Where is it? You guys want to see a funny bird? Here we are. There he is. This is a spectacled owl that they had. She was it was a female. She's 28 years old. And she just came out. She was super friendly and just wanted to know all about us. But that's her.
Well, there's the other owl that I got with my other camera. That was like right up to my lens.
Yeah, that's right. That was let's see.
It should be the smaller amount.
Yeah, I know where it is. Oh, by the way, here we are. This is me. This is me. This is me. Here I am drawing the harpy. So it's very cool. We could get very close. And here's a hooded vulture. And he was hand reared, but I put my hand up to see if he wanted to be friendly, and he bit me. Look how big the condors are. This is a big Andean condor. This is what I'm doing a painting of right now. This is a female, but just absolutely giant. Really big birds. Here's the here he is. Here's the tawny eagle. Remember this one?
Yep, there he is.
Hey, what are you doing? This guy was great. Here he is. We opened it up. He came running over, and he just got into this really kind of submissive pose where he wanted to be petted, and he wanted food. He was taking food, and he'd come over and just check you out. And then here's a little Harris hawk. But this is here's the guy that came out and said he just walked right out. This is another young one. I can't remember what species he is or she. And then he goes, "All right, I'm going to come out. Hello." And he saw Dustin's camera.
It was
and
bobbing and weaving everywhere. It was so
Here, look
hard
at this.
to get
Look
a shot of him.
You got to look how close this is. Oh, it's really dragging here. I don't even know if I can get it all the way. There, look how close. There you go. It came right up to the camera. Yeah, this is kind of funny setting it like this. So anyway, it was very, very cool. It was great. It was a great day. Beautiful bald eagle right here. All these animals are super happy, and I've never seen cleaner bird cages ever. It was insane. They really take great care of them. Oh, my back is getting better. Thank you. I found if I sit straight up instead of slouch, then I don't get any pain at all during the day. So it's if I'm slouching, I'm straining my those muscles in my lower back, which is where I tore the soft tissue the other day. So if I'm not putting any strain on those muscles, then I find it doesn't hurt. Thank you for asking. I'm talking so much. I've got a lot of energy today for some reason. I think it's, I've been on this, I wouldn't say a diet, but I've just changed I guess it is a diet because I'm trying to lose weight. But it's 80, today marks 80 days I've been doing it. Now I've kind of stalled out. I haven't really lost much weight in the last week or so, but I feel a lot better. And I'm not eating any garbage at all.
Are we allowed to use any of these beautiful images as reference for our own work?
No. Of course you can. Come on, remember who you're talking to. Give credit to Dustin. Actually, your reference pack is selling pretty good, huh?
It is? Is it still going?
Your reference pack?
Yeah.
It's still selling pretty good, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't been
I'm trying
able
to make
check
conversation, man. Come
I haven't
on.
been able to check myself.
Before you wreck yourself?
Before I wreck myself. Like every time I want to know how it's going, I need to call you or Nick. Like, hey, how's it going?
So did anyone answer as far as the coverts go? The pronunciation of coverts as opposed to coverts?
Coverts or
Is it a long O or a soft O?
I think it's one of those where it's like potato.
I don't know that it is. You do say covert, like covert operations, covert maneuvers, things like that. But this is something different. Spelled the same.
Struggling hard at something. When I draw, it's hard to get my eyes matching. They are either different size or different angle. Any tips, or is this just a practice thing?
It's practice. I had the same exact issue when I was younger. And actually, to a degree, I still have that issue. I'll go back and forth and adjust the eyes several times. But use guidelines, drawing guidelines, things like that might help you along the way. But it really is just practice. You'll get better at it. But I mean, like I said, I still struggle at it, and I'll readjust eye size and stuff to make sure that they're right. The good thing is that you're recognizing it, so that's good. And as long as you recognize it, then you see it, then there's really not an issue, because you'll get it till you get it right. It's when artists don't see what's wrong with their images that there's a problem. So when you can see that there's something wrong, then you're halfway there. You're living on a prayer.
Living on a prayer. Which bird is the strongest of the birds of prey?
I would have to say it's probably a toss-up between. There could be several. So I think it's going to be a Philippine eagle, a harpy eagle. I think harpies might even be stronger. I think their talons are bigger. But there's also the Stellar sea eagle, which is just massive. And if you see a Stellar sea eagle beak, let me show you what a Stellar sea eagle looks like. Actually, I drew one. I'll pull that up. File.
Do it.
Open.
Real quick, will you have special brushes with this course?
Yes. I do have a few brushes that I will be including for this course. So I don't know if you can see or not, but if you look at, these are all different folders of all the different birds of prey that I have in this course. Right here. And here's a Stellar sea eagle. Let me show you their heads. Look at this. Look at the size of the beak. Their beak looks oversized for their body. They're absolutely massive. And they've got huge claws. Now, they live along the eastern coast of Russia and northern Japan. Kamchatka, the Kamchatka Peninsula, all of that. They're just really, really amazing birds. Very, very cool.
Detlef says about the covert thing that an Audubon birder I worked with in Vermont used the long O covert.
The covert? Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I go back and forth on it. So you were in Vermont at the Audubon? I think I know the Audubon Center that you were at. I think it's in southeast Vermont. I drew bald eagles there. I'm from Vermont originally. Grew up in Florida, but what am I doing? There we go.
You're doing something. Really looking forward to this course. How many birds of prey will you be covering?
What did we cover? 15?
Give or take.
I think we did 15, but but there's hundreds of birds of prey. Well, not hundreds, but there might be hundreds.
Lots.
There's a lot, and so I bit off more than I could chew. I probably should have done a course on hawks, and then done a course on owls, and then done a course on eagles, and done a course on falcons. Yeah, but instead, I did birds of prey, so I've included falcons, eagles, hawks, true hawks, accipiters, and then
a very broad
budios,
subject,
which are buzzards, vultures, kites. I've included all of them, and so, well, not all of them. I could only do one or two from each genus, I guess. And so it's turned into this really unwieldy, huge. Even though I just scratched the surface, it's still going to be about 30 hours of content.
Yeah, we worked on like 2 to 3 different birds per group.
Yeah.
And in each
in each
for
group,
each bird, we did like 3.
I talk about
three
heads.
different heads.
I've got
three different heads.
I got skulls for as many as I could.
Yeah, we did a front, side, and angle for each.
And there's a separate video for
head.
each one of those. Oh,
And
Manny
full
says
body.
it's covert, like O, like it's the long O. Thank you, Manny, because I've been saying covert. And every time I say it in my video, I go, okay, here's a covert. It's like in watching Oh Brother Where Art Thou, where they can never say accompaniment.
The man who plays guitar.
The man who plays guitar. Let me show you again. We'll show you an example. So I'm going to do a basic outline of what the parts of a birds of prey. I talk about their heads, their talons, or their feet, their bodies, the parts, the wings, basic anatomy, and I also explain how they're different from bird to bird, but this is a basic approach. And then we get specific. And so if I pop in here real quick, just want to give you a little anticipation of what you'll get. So this is typical. If we look at red-tailed hawk, I do red-tailed hawk heads, which are right here. Oh, that's just the one head. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. All three views. So there's the red-tailed hawk showing all 3 views. Doing that there, and I show how it's related to the skull. We actually draw over the skull, and then there's also a body. We do a painting of the full body, and there's a different pose with every bird that we do, and then we move on to the next species. And so here's like swallowtail kite. We did heads. Swallowtail kites are really beautiful, kind of delicate birds of prey. We have them here in Florida, basically from the southeast down into South America, but really beautiful. And then once again, here's the body painting that we did, showing how they look full body. And we do this for every single one. Gyrfalcon. Here's a gyrfalcon. Gyrfalcon heads. There's the heads. And once again, I do these in real time over the skull, and then here's the gyrfalcon body image. Where is that? Is it here? Oh, there we go. It's this one. So there's one where we don't have it flying. I just put it in an environment. That's another thing I stress in this course, is how important environment is if you want to do paintings of your birds, because environment really shapes them.
Yeah, I would say on average, like the heads alone is at least a good 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah, here's barn owls.
And then the body videos are about 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then here's one flying. So anyway, you get the idea. It's a lot.
So you're looking at roughly 5 to 7 hours worth per bird, and there's at least 12 of them.
Yeah, there's 15. There's
15.
YouTube comment. I stocked up on your $1 tutorials when you had the sale. Woot! The wolf one really helped my own art. Oh, that's great. Well, I hope they all help you. I mean, that's the idea. YouTube question: why do many films have red-tailed hawk sounds added to other birds of prey that are not red-tailed hawks? Because I think red-tailed hawks sound the coolest. It's so funny. I always talk about that as well. Oftentimes you'll see a bald eagle in a shot, and they use a red-tailed hawk screech because it sounds cooler. Bald eagles just kind of. I can't do the pitch. They have a much higher pitch, but they have a very. I don't want to say wimpy sound, but it's distinct. And I don't think of them as wimpy at all, but they do have a very different sound than what you would expect if you don't know birds of prey.
You guys did use the actual bald eagle sound for the bald eagle.
We use because
there, right?
because of this question.
Yeah.
When we added the sound, when I got together with the sound designer, I said, "Do not use a hawk sound for the eagle. Use an eagle." And he said, "Okay," and we used a bald eagle.
Nice.
So in Brother Bear, that's
so
a real.
specifically told him.
Yes.
Because originally in the storyboard, didn't they use like a hawk sound at first?
I don't know.
They changed it to
I don't
eagle
know.
later on.
He may have used. That was Tim, because Tim was our editor.
Yeah.
He may have done that only because he didn't have a real bald eagle in stock.
So he's like a scratch.
Yeah, because that was it was scratch. Question. Hi, Aaron and Dustin. Quick question. Will you be making a course on how to draw great apes such as gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees, etc.? I would love to learn how to draw them. Yes, I've had that question over and over. Matter of fact, that might be one of the next ones that I do, because I get that as far as the how to draw animals. I get dogs, because I've already done wolves and coyotes, but this is more like domestic dogs and stuff. I get that one a lot, and I get
domestic cats.
no, I haven't really gotten domestic cats
How
at
about
all.
what if we do one of like domesticated animals, like basically dogs and cats?
Well, I'm going to do like farm animals for a younger audience. I'm going to do that for sure. We've got a whole bunch of. I'll be doing probably animal drawing courses along with the other courses I do, but I've got a lifetime's worth of animal courses I can do. So I'm just going to make a silhouette here. I'm just going to make a silhouette.
Does this include falcons?
Yes, I've got 2 falcons. I've got a peregrine falcon and I've got a deer falcon. Those are the only 2 I have in this course because, once again, I've got so many others. So let's go down the list. I'll tell you what I do have in there. I have got the introduction, the basic anatomy. Within the basic anatomy, there's I think 4 videos in basic anatomy. Then we've got bald eagles, harpy eagles, and these aren't in any particular order. Andean condor, peregrine falcon, red-tailed hawk, swallow-tailed kite, Everglades kite, stellar sea eagle, golden eagle, ospreys, great horned owl, barn owl, ferruginous hawk, northern goshawk, gyrfalcon, and that's it. So that's a lot of different birds. And there's going to be a lot of birds in there that people go, "Hey, you didn't do my favorite bird." Well, sorry.
Do you realize how long it takes?
We've been. Well, I looked at the first video that I did where I did the picture of the eagle, the golden eagle, when I started promoting the course.
And at that time you didn't have hair.
No, I know. I did that 4 months ago. We've been working on this course for 4 months.
So you guys will be seeing a progression of hair growth.
Yeah, and Nick is like, "So, how are you doing on the course?" I want to get it done so badly, and then that was the other thing. I'd get sidetracked. We would do our Tuesday screening or live streams, and then we'd have to finish up with that, and then get started on screening. And oftentimes I wasn't prepared with my reference material, so that would take a while. Anyway, I'm just rambling. It takes a while. And also I want to get back to Snow Bear. But this is going to be I think a very cool course. It's done a little bit differently than my other How to Draw Animals courses, because I'm really focusing on, I do focus on proportion on the other videos, but this one it's a lot about markings and proportion and that sort of thing. I'm just running through this really quick. I'm just trying to create a silhouette.
I'm guessing Snow Bear has been pushed back an extra 4 months.
Yes. YouTube comment: Colombia ranks first in species of birds and orchids. Yeah, as far as biodiversity, I think, yes. It is the second country in the world with the greatest wealth of plants, amphibians, butterflies, and fresh water. fish. Yes, I knew that. It's insane the amount of biodiversity that is up in those mountains. I want to go so badly. We were in. I actually read about quite a bit of that when I was in Bogota. Nick and I went to Bogota, I think 2 years ago, and we did some talks down there. And you know, if you go south of Bogota, you start getting into the really wild places, and I really would love to do that sometime.
Can you do ZBrush also on iPad?
I don't know. I don't know if iPad can handle ZBrush. Nick, you might know that. Can an iPad handle ZBrush? I don't think it can.
Do you recognize the Wilhelm scream?
The what?
The Wilhelm scream?
The Wilhelm scream. Do I know that, Dustin? What is that?
It's the very common scream that you hear in almost every movie since like the 40s and 50s.
Like a person screaming?
Yeah, it's like ah!
I don't know. No, I don't know what. I don't know what that is.
If you heard it, you would know it. Hang on, let me look around.
I ain't never heard of that.
It was originated, I think, in.
In purple?
It was a script. It was done back in the late 30s.
Wait, what?
Not 30. Oh no, 50s.
Whoops.
Yeah, the very first Wilhelm scream was from Distant Drums in 1951.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know.
Here it comes. That's the Wilhelm scream.
I have never heard of that.
No?
No.
It is one of the most common screams in a lot of films.
Okay,
In fact, George Lucas uses it in just about every Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
There is no ZBrush for iPad, but there are some very good sculpting apps. It wouldn't surprise me if they release a version eventually. So that's your answer from Nick, who is my source of everything. No, sorry, I said everything, not just anything, everything technical. Looks like he's wearing a toupee.
A toupee.
Toupee. A toupee.
A toupee.
Toupee. A toupee.
Do you see these messages? Yes, we see them, Manny.
What? What's he saying? Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is he
No,
writing?
he was Martin says do you recognize Wilhelm scream? Yeah, blah blah blah. But I don't know if maybe he was saying something earlier. I've just been trying to juggle between Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, you kidding? Did you get irritated at Manny?
No.
Did you just get irritated at Manny?
I'm
I think
talking
you got...
to the public.
What? You got irritated with the public?
Oh my God! Don't be Twitter. Hey, Aaron and Dustin.
Hey, how's it going, eh?
Hey, how's it going? I was wondering if the bearded vulture will be included in the new bird course.
No. No, no bearded vulture, unfortunately. They're very cool birds, though. I'll give you that. And big.
Aaron, do you ever visit Disney World?
No,
We used to once in a while, but
No, I haven't been to Disney World. I don't think I've been to Disney World since I left. Oh no, I did. I did. I went and gave a talk. I've gone and given talks, but I haven't gone for pleasure. You know, to the parks, I should say. Nick's gonna call me out on it because I'm sure there's somewhere I forgot.
Oh yeah.
But I really haven't gone since I left. I left in 2010. I've never been a big park guy anyway. I mean, we would go out when I worked there. When we worked at MGM, we would go out and take our breaks and stuff out in the park. But your mother took you and your sister to the parks while I was working most of the time. Remember, if you guys did good, then she'd take you and you could ride 2 rides and then you'd go home.
Well, it was more than 2 rides.
I was because I worked at Disney in animation. We had access to the parks because we worked at the parks. Our studio was inside the parks, and so
it was right behind.
So Karen,
MGM.
My wife would take Dustin and his sister, and if they did all their chores during the week, then they got to go to the parks.
Or if we had good grades in class.
Or if you got good grades, yeah. But when you were young, I don't know if you remember this. You were allowed to do. She would take you, and you could do 2 rides, and it would be each, and it would be just enough to tire you guys out, so that you'd fall asleep on the way home.
Just enough. So that Wilhelm scream I showed you earlier.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, is originally from that movie, is based, and the name is based off of the character's name, which his name in the movie was Private Wilhelm.
Oh, gotcha. So here we are. Nick is telling me. So I did go for the Lion King anniversary talk. That I remember. Like I said, I've gone for talks. The Imagineering animation animal drawing lecture. I gave that. I forgot about the Avatar park opening. What my good friend Joel Torme is he's the vice president over at Imagineering, and I was one of his guests over for the opening of the Avatar exhibit.
The Avatar.
Oh no, don't do this.
And in fact, Joel is in the Imagineering documentary on Disney Plus.
That's right, he is. We get really bright with this. Color of the skin. This is called, this area right here, between the beak and the eye, this area where I'm coloring right now, it's called the lore. Loris? No, it's lore. Lore.
How about an arachnid course?
That would be cool. Do some spiders.
Some spiders.
I don't like spiders and snakes, but if that's what it takes to love me, then I want to be loved by you.
What's your non-illustrator sources of inspiration?
Nature, man.
Nature.
Yeah.
Nature is the best thing in the world. I love nature.
Except mine's truthful.
What kind of eagle are you drawing, Aaron?
I am drawing a crested Caracara. It is actually not an eagle. It is actually classified as a falcon, which is very strange to me because there's nothing about this bird that says falcon to me. I don't know why they classified it as a falcon.
Which Avatar? Blue Peeps or Avatar The Last Airbender? The Pandora Avatar, not Last Airbender Avatar.
Oh.
Because Joel designed and built the floating mountains of Pandora.
I don't know that he designed them.
Yeah, he helped build.
Yeah.
He helped build those floating mountains in Animal Kingdom.
YouTube comment. Nick is Aaron's personal Alexa.
Nick, do the thing.
Now, as soon as Nick can start singing, that'll be even better. And we got to do. Let me advertise this real quick, since we have Manny on. Lightbox. That's September 13th, I believe, among other days. I can't remember what day we're going on. Manny, what day are we going on? But Manny and I are doing a live stream together, where we talk about the wildlife of Yellowstone. And Manny and I go to Yellowstone along with Nick and Dustin. We go out to Yellowstone whenever we can. We went to Africa together with Nick on our last trip. But we're going to be talking about the wildlife of Yellowstone National Park live. And we're going to be talking a little bit about our stories of some of our experiences there together. Manny actually has a lot more experience there than I do. I've been quite a bit, but not as in depth as Manny has, and so it's going to be a lot of fun kind of hearing some of his stories. But we're going to be doing some live drawing and talking and all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to be doing it with Expedition Art, which is the organization that Manny started, making a better world one drawing at a time. And so we, with Expedition Art, we try to raise money for endangered lands and animals, and just kind of help the environment. That's Expedition Art, if you guys are interested. YouTube question. Hi Aaron, I have an animation question. When it comes to timing, when is it more common to use thirds? When is there a good reason to use thirds? Thirds are usually used when you're going to slow into something or slow out. If you want to favor a certain pose with a little bit more time, you use a third. It helps with your slow-ins and slow-outs.
Have you ever done some environment design?
I've done a little bit, yep. So we're getting there. I know I've been yapping a lot, but we're slowly getting there. I use my soft edge brush. Sunday, September 13th, from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time, the Animals of Yellowstone National Park with Aaron Blaze and Manny Carrasco. Carrasco. I always say Carrasco. Like I put a W on the end of it. Manny doesn't call me Aaron Blassie.
What determines line weight?
How hard you press the pencil? Line weight is the thickness and density of a line when you're drawing. So if you have heavy, thick lines, that's heavy line weight. Getting this patterning is going to be interesting. You want to try to make a brush out of it? Want to see if we can do it with a brush? Bet we can.
That's what you want to do?
Bet we can. Alright, let's try it. Let's make a brush, shall we? Boom, boom. So you can see I've got these markings on the breast feathers of this Caracara. See those markings? That's a lot of them. And normally I would just paint it like any other artist, but I want to see if we can make a shortcut. Oh, Nick wants me to remind you that we will be cutting out a full Lightbox schedule next week for ourselves, because we are participating. Oh my God, I can't talk. We are participating in Lightbox as well, and we'll be cutting out a full schedule for you guys. So, what I want to do is, what I really, really want is this. gonna make thinking maybe I should make a couple of them.
Why is your Caracara orange?
Because they're orange. No, I haven't gotten to the black parts of the body yet. I just laid down an orange silhouette, and then I locked it. I alpha locked it, which allowed me to not have to pay attention to staying inside the lines. So we're gonna make one like this. Let me put that right up centered, and so make that right there, right there. Okay, so now what do? We turn off the background, and I go to Edit, Define Brush Preset, and I'm gonna go OK. And so now look at this. I've got a brush like this. Whoops. Let me make a new thing. See, we got a brush, but look, it's not making the marks I want. So we gotta mess with the brush presets. So let me open this up. We're gonna go to spacing. We're gonna open up that spacing. I'm gonna go to shape dynamics, and right here under angle jitter, I'm gonna go instead of off, I'm gonna put it on direction. Then I'm gonna go to brush tip shape, and I'm gonna turn that brush. So now watch, when I draw, it actually follows the direction that I draw. Now, it's a little too uniform, so I'm going to go back to shape dynamics. I'm going to do a X flip jitter. I'm also going to do a size jitter, like so. So the sizes are different. I'm going to spread them out more, like that. And maybe I might do a little bit of scattering. Just a touch, maybe not. I don't know if I want to do that much of it. Let me go back to brush tip shape and spread them out a little more. So now what I get is something like this. And we can put that on the front of our Caracara. Let's try it, see what happens, shall we? And then I'm going to come back and change some of the brushes. Oh, just on the wrong thing. So now let's come over here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a clipping mask. So I'm going to put a layer on top. I'm going to press Control and click on the layer and create clipping mask. So now see, one problem I have is direction, because that's not going to give me good I've got to get up top, I got to get it a little bit different. So here, let's see what we can do. It's not too bad. See, I want you to see that you can. Now I'm going to turn the angle a little bit. Turn the angle a little bit more. It's not quite right, but it's kind of cool. Let's turn it back this way.
When learning line quality, what was your favorite and least favorite exercises?
I hated worrying about, especially in cleanup, when I had to do cleanup. I really didn't enjoy it because I had to worry about line quality and such, and I was using mechanical pencils and really kind of chiseling out the drawing. It was just so against my natural tendency to be a bit loose with it.
Where should I shop for art supplies? Right now I go to Hobby Lobby, but I want to have quality pencils and paper, etc.
Yeah, I don't go to Hobby Lobby either because they treat their employees bad. I'd shop online. Jerry's Artorama is really great, and Blick. I order a lot through Blick. I just go on Amazon, and I hardly ever go to the art supply store anymore. I just order everything on Amazon.
Out of all the things that are out of your comfort zone, which is the one topic you really wish you were better at?
Mechanical stuff, like mech stuff.
Machinery,
Yeah,
robots.
Yeah, I wish I was better at that. So now what I'm doing is just kind of drawing these feathers coming in. Now over the feathers that I just did with the brush, now I'm adding other feathers. Adding other markings, I should say. Doing this kind of quickly. Take it on back. Take it on back.
Love the idea of expedition art. Just out of college and can donate time. Is there any way I can help as an artist? Or do you know of any similar organization that needs artists? My local zoo's conservation fundraiser was canceled this year because of COVID, but I still want to help where I can.
Yeah, that's great. You can go to Expedition Art. Is it expeditionart.org? I believe it is.
I can check that out. Yep, expeditionart.org.
And you'll find out more information there.
Here, I will get into the...
What happened to the what happened to the shoot?
What'd you do?
Well, I messed up. I painted it right onto the... Well, it's okay.
Uh-oh. If you were any kind of drink, what drink would you be?
Vodka.
Vodka cranberry.
Vodka cranberry.
Me would be Knobs Creek. Smoked maple.
That'd be you.
That is me. That's what I said. That is what I just said.
So here I'm trying to draw them kind of fitting the form a little better. I don't recommend doing this shortcut with the feather thing like this all the time, but it is kind of fun to see if it's possible. I'm going to be breaking this up with a lot of like feather barbs and markings and whatnot. Whatnot.
Whatnot.
I've got Ozzy stuck in my head, that song of the Ozzy Osbourne and Post Malone. Why don't you take what you want from me, take what you need from me, take what you want and go. I can't get it out of my head. I'm sitting here singing it in my head. Because Vedanta plays it all the time. Eric on YouTube says, "Hi Aaron, just on a side note, Glenn's animation of the Marahute giant eagle was one of the best animated birds in my opinion. I think it was the best animated bird ever. That was a wedge-tailed eagle. Found in Australia. Australia's only eagle, I think." Yeah, I had a lot of his animation copies of those shots, especially when she breaks free of the bindings. I wanted so badly to work on that character. Nick says, or asks, "Have you watched Bluey yet?" Oh, I haven't. Oh, sorry, Nick. I watched 2 episodes last night. With 16 minutes, went from crying with emotion to laughing hysterically. Yeah, but you're a softie. My opinion, it's the best animated children's show I've ever seen. Avalon will love it. It's an Australian production on Disney Plus. I will check it out. Bluey? Bluey. Actually, I'd love it. I'm starting to have... we're going to start trying to do once a week movie nights with my grandkids. We just watched the one and only Ivan the other night. That was fun. Man, that was some of the best. Movie? It's a pretty innocuous movie, and I say that lightly, but it's not to insult the people that worked on it. The story, some of the writing, some of the things they did with the story as far as the stakes and things I didn't quite understand. Some of the dialogue from the characters didn't quite match what we were seeing, so I didn't quite understand kind of the stakes of what was happening. But that aside, it was a fun movie for my grandkids, and some of the best animal CG live action mix I've ever seen. It was insanely good, I thought.
Have you ever tried pyrography?
No.
AKA wood burning? I love it.
Yeah, well, there's different types. Yes, I've done wood burning.
Did I pronounce that right?
Pyrography. Pyrography.
Well, I say pyrography.
Pyrography. I think I'm putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
And with my geometry.
So I want to remind you guys that sculpting in ZBrush with Tony Cipriano is 50% off right now. So go like you've never gone before. Run to our website, order it.
Yeah, Papa Marshall did wood burning.
He did a lot. No, he's too blind now. He can't see.
He used to do a lot.
Yeah, my father did a lot of it. Unfortunately, he lost his eyesight to macular degeneration. Just in the last couple of years, too. It's just been horrible to watch him kind of lose his sight. Because he drew as much as I did. And I've got, both my brother and I have tendencies for, genetic tendencies for it. So I got to make sure I keep up with it. My checkups. You don't want the macular degeneration. There's no cure for it. You can slow it.
Every time I watch an older movie, there's a really annoying voice in my head that constantly says, "This won't be accepted nowadays. Please, somebody help me." You just gotta put your mindset to that timeline of like, how would the people of that era react to this kind of film?
So I'm going to do this as a dark, I'm talking a lot, so this is going kind of slow, sorry. But I've got it basically laid in. And we'll start doing our shadows. Hey Aaron, I hope you're well. I bet you've gotten a lot of questions throughout your career, but what's your favorite question you've gotten so far? Holy moly, don't ask me that. I don't know. Holy smokies, that's a tough one. I don't know that I have a favorite question. Um, I I've had some pretty strong personal questions. Let me do this. I don't know if I'm. It's hard to say what my favorite question would be. Man, that's a tough one. It's a good question. Maybe that's one of my. Maybe that one. Maybe that's the best question. That best question is, what's the best question you ever had?
Hmm. It's like saying, how many questions have you answered of your whole lifetime?
Don't know.
Hey, sister's on.
Hey, sister.
You best check her. Not right now.
Oh, did she just say do your best, Jagger?
Yeah.
What's going on later tonight?
Are you asking me or her?
I'm asking her. Might crash their house, swim in their pool, drink their booze.
Can you show us the reference picture again? I forgot how it looked.
Nope.
Do you prefer creating more illustrative works or more photorealistic works?
Illustrative. Always. This one I'm going to do a little photorealistic, but I always like illustrative better. So there it is. There's my reference. Reference.
Centered for the. Never mind. I think it was a bit off center for the Instagram viewers.
Well, sorry about that. Lord, I apologize for that.
Alright, I don't apologize for that there, and they have the starving pygmies in the guinea. Can you please tell how to blend properly with hard, round brush? I mean, when I lower the opacity, it decreases the intensity of the color, and the color becomes muddy, but...
Don't use a hard round brush, first of all. The hard round brush gives you those edges. You don't want those. That's why I created this brush. This one's nice and there. See, it's got a little bit soft edge to it. But I can shrink it up and then put the pressure tip to it. Whoops, I didn't get that. There we go. Put the pressure tip to it.
Have you ever taught college students?
Yep, not at college, but I've taught college students in workshops. Yes, I have. Actually, quite a bit. I've actually made it my career the last 6 years.
Oh, this is interesting.
And we've taught all over the world, Nick and I. Yeah, what?
If you could live one day as one of your characters that you illustrated at in Disney, who would it be?
It has to be my character or any
one
character?
of the characters that you illustrated at Disney. If
Or
you could
animated,
live
yeah.
one day as that character.
I would say probably Raja. I think Raja had it pretty good.
I mean, he lived in a castle.
Yeah. I mean, come on, you got to hang out with Jasmine.
Oh, yeah, that too. Austin says, I don't know, but let's hang out. Bill and Ted just came out tonight.
Oh,
Wish
I
we had
know.
a projector for outside so we can drink, chill in the pool, and watch it.
Oh, that's a great idea. All right, we're going to be hanging out in the pool watching Bill and Ted. It came out at midnight. I went to bed last night at midnight. I was like, do I want to watch all of Bill and Ted? And decided not to.
But we would need a projector to watch it in the pool.
Oh, I thought she said she had one.
No, she said she would wish
Oh,
if we had a projector for outside.
well, we don't have that.
I'm getting the phone call from
Okay.
I'll be back in a bit.
All right.
Vedanta, can you take over? Hello? Yes,
So Dustin is trying to buy a house.
Hey everybody! Oh, hey.
You know where you're at?
Yeah.
So we're drawing a Caracara. Crested Caracara. Today.
Alright.
Take what you want from me.
Where is he? Yeah, he doesn't.
Huh?
Yeah, he's just not showing the comments on Facebook. I don't see comments.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's not my job.
see
It's
y'all.
not my job.
I know. Here we go. Hello, Vedanta, Erica Bay. Oh, hey guys. What's up?
Nick says your favorite has to be, if you were an animal, which one would you be? Yeah.
A bird.
It would definitely be a bird. A big soaring bird.
Yeah, because I'll be a bird. So if you weren't a bird, that'd be just weird.
It would be.
Can't just be like a bear and a bird hanging out all day. Well,
I'd be
maybe.
like, well, do you ever see the Lady Hawk? Movie Lady Hawk?
Oh,
With
yeah.
Rutger Hauer?
Rutger Hauer, Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah. That's an awesome movie.
Matthew Broderick.
Yep.
Yeah, all day she's a bird, and then all night he's a wolf.
Yeah.
So they only get to see each other at that
At the
single
twilight,
moment
at that moment, they can
when
just
the
barely touch each
sun
other.
and moon pass each other.
Yeah.
Someone says, "Sing, Vedanta, sing." Oh.
Such a good movie.
Take what you want from me. Take what you need from me. Take what you want and go. Is that good?
That's good.
Okay. Like obsessed with Post Malone right now. Sorry.
I know, it's all we hear.
Sorry, he's so good. When he says your grandmama probably likes me, that's true. I'm the grandmama. Let's see. Loved Lady Hawk, fantastic movie. So you're doing is this a Caracara?
Yeah, a crested Caracara.
A crested Caracara. Alright.
Nick says, Roger Rabbit!
Are you afraid of any animal, Aaron?
No, I'm not afraid of any animal, to be honest, but I do have respect for animals, for so many animals. I'm not going to run up to a grizzly bear in the wild and hug him. I've had grizzly bears in the wild walk within 3-4 feet of me,
What is?
and that took everything I had not to run away.
What's your favorite animal to paint?
Oh, to paint, you know,
Bears.
I love
Big
bears.
Cats.
Big cats, birds though. I mean, the first thing I started to draw when I was young from the animal kingdom were birds, and more specifically waterfowl. My father was a duck hunter, and so I used to sit out in his shop when he would carve decoys, and I would sit and draw all the ducks out of his field guide books. And by the time I was like 7 years old, I knew every species of North American waterfowl. It's pretty cool. But as I grew older, I started branching out into other things. But since I stuck with birds quite a bit. When I moved, my parents split up in the early '70s, and my mother remarried, and my father remarried, and my mother took off to Florida for a while with my stepfather, and I stayed with my father, and then she came back and got us at one point, and we moved back. We moved to Florida, and once I moved to Florida, I moved to Florida in 1976 when I was 8 years old, and I just fell in love with all of the bird life down here. It was just absolutely insanely
There's just so many,
cool.
really.
Yeah. And it's too much. Sorry.
Lisa Marie Ford says, "Have you ever seen Willow?" Of
Have I
course.
ever seen
Of
Willow?
course.
Come on. I saw Willow in the theater.
And that guy, I do not know his name. I feel bad, but he's been in everything.
With
He's
the little
in all
person?
the Harry
The little
Potters,
guy?
the Star Wars.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
Val Kilmer was in Willow. Mad Mardigan.
Mad Mardigan.
Those were great special effects for the day. You already talked about the one and only Ivan, right? That we saw the other day?
Yes, I talked about it just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, even the birds you said were good, and you never like CG birds.
I always hate CG
because
birds.
they're just, you're like, nope, that's wrong. But even the birds are right.
Well, I get annoyed because the animators don't do their homework. They just sit there and they go, oh, a bird flying. Okay, it just flaps its wings up and down. That's not how it works. They don't do their research.
Yeah, have you ever been to Mongolia?
No.
Instagram.
That's where Manny's supposed to take us
Oh, really?
next.
Mongolia?
Yeah. Manny's got some connections to falconers in Mongolia.
I supposedly have Mongolian ancestry, but
Oh, yeah?
I guess, doesn't everybody or no?
Well, was it
That's the cradle of man.
Kublai
That's
Khan or
Africa.
Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan.
Had how many wives and how many children? I'm sure I think we all have a little bit of Genghis Khan in us.
Martin Berger asked me if I've done any artwork recently. Yes. And I just started a 100 Hobbies page on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I'm going to start exploring more than just painting. So.
Yes.
And I've been trying glass too. So.
Actually, you've been doing a lot of glass.
Yeah, because Austin is so good at it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try. That's what I was doing when Dustin frantically called for my help.
Wow, he's still on with the realtor.
Well, that's fine. And I'm actually on. I'm looking at his question, so I'm not able to like comment or whatever on my own. Let's see.
Batman on YouTube says, Batman approves of this video. Keep up the good work, Aaron. Okay. Twitch question. Aaron, a lot of early Disney films have a sketchy quality. Was that a deliberate style choice or a result of the animation tools at the time? Yes. It was right about the time they came out with Xerox. They were trying to find a way to save money on inking. And so if you look at films like 101 Dalmatians and The Jungle Book, Robin Hood, those are all done with the Xerox style. And we actually, when I first started in animation, we were still doing Xerox. And so it is a stylistic choice. I actually prefer that style because for me, it embraces the handmade quality of the film. For us to sit here and chisel every line so that it doesn't vibrate, I just think that's kind of crazy because I think we should embrace the idea. And if it vibrates a little bit, that's okay. That's what, it's the medium. And so I personally like that.
Charlotte Martinez on Instagram asked if you could just shrink the piece really quick just so she can see the bottom of it.
There's
so
the whole thing.
Can see.
That's the whole thing. I haven't hit all the shadows down below yet. I've still got a long way to go. Got a lot to do on here.
So you're just focusing on the head.
Well, I'm trying to hit the initial lights and darks. Matter of fact, I'm going to jump back to my shadows.
Is there a reason why you're using cold shadows?
Yes, I go back and forth between warm and cool. I find if I use cool shadows over a warm local color, it grays out the shadows too much. So that's from a digital standpoint. So what I do is I go in and I lay in warm shadows, and then in the areas that I want to be cooler, I'll cool them off with opaque paint over the top later. But in an effort to at least retain the color, I put warm shadows over warm local color. That way it doesn't gray out. Warwick Davis.
What's that mean?
It just says Warwick Davis.
Okay, yeah, Erica Bay said that as well on Facebook. I'm not sure who that is.
Something we asked about earlier.
Oh, okay. A lot of It's So Beautiful, heart faces.
It's so beautiful.
Everyone's loving. Someone says, "Whoa, how do you do that?
Well, you see, it's like this.
How does he do it?"
You got to hook up your live stream equipment.
You have to get your pen to actually work on your Cintiq.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we've been having problems with Vedanta's Cintiq today. The pen just decided to stop being recognized.
Yeah, so I picked it up and I threw it on the ground, and then it fixed it.
Yeah, right. You see, let me tell you, a little something like this.
Okay. It says, Vedanta, what was the most important art tip Aaron has given you? Don't give up. I don't know.
She doesn't listen to me.
I've been doing art for a long time, way before I knew Aaron, so I'm kind of stubborn, and I do things my own way. You know, I do things the hard way, let's say. But no, he's always giving me really good tips, especially for digital artwork. I had no idea how to use Photoshop, or he actually helped me with Premiere editing the other day too. So he's always giving me great tips.
Oh, the actor from sorry, the actor from Willow, Warwick Davis. That's the actor from Willow.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he's cool. My bad. I was
You know,
like,
that conversation we had 3 minutes ago?
2 seconds ago?
Yeah.
Um,
That's funny.
Mr. Alanish said it would be awesome to meet you and draw side by side at one point.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Actually, we had a really great Sarasota event beginning of the year before COVID exploded.
We had a great time.
Yeah, and literally
every
live event.
Every event we do, we walk away with so many new great friends.
The
castle
in England. And
yeah, and then the event we did here in
in
Orlando.
The live workshops where you're actually drawing and stuff, where we went to Ringling Museum. Those
Yeah.
are my favorite. Just painting along right next to each other, and it's just really cool. And someone's asking, do you hand draw with pencil your sketches before you use the Cintiq?
No, because I have the Cintiq and it's so user friendly for drawing. I don't have to. I don't do drawings and then scan them. Actually, do you know which button it is for the studio?
Yes.
For
Set cam.
set cam, yeah.
Yep,
there it
you
is.
go.
So you can see how big my Cintiq is, and so I don't really need to scan. And I like it this way very much.
It actually helps to do it on the computer. You're not wasting paper before you even do a traditional painting.
Yeah. Now there are times where I'll do a drawing on paper and go, I don't feel like painting it, but maybe I'll scan it and I'll mess around with it in digitally. That doesn't happen very often, but sometimes.
Amy Ann said on Instagram asks, should I ever consider trying digital art if I don't feel proficient in hand drawing on paper?
Well, I wouldn't switch over to digital art because you're not good at something else. Digital art's going to have its own quirks to it as well. And that's the one thing that I think is a real misnomer out there, that people think digital art is easier. It's just different. And you can try switching over to digital art and you might have a better time at it, but if you're struggling with drawing, it's not the tool, it's the eye, and so you need to just take a little bit of time. Well, it's a lot of time. I mean, drawing's not easy. People say, man, you just whip that out. I wish I was that talented. Well, I'm 52 years old. I've been doing it since I was 3. So it takes time and patience to let that artistic execution of whatever it is that you're doing
Bye, guys.
kind of mature.
See you later.
How'd it go?
It went good. A lot of information. I have returned.
Twitch comment. Be right back. Going to Home Depot to get a bunch of wood and stealing your desk setup. YouTube questions. Are there poisonous birds or venomous? That's a good question. There are venomous mammals. So that's why I'm wondering if, platypus have a venomous spur in their hind leg. Wow. Are there? I don't think there are. No. You know what a vulture does when it gets threatened? I'd already told Dustin this one.
Oh.
You know what vultures do when they feel threatened? It's really funny. Think about what they eat. So what's the best way of getting rid of somebody that is threatening you? That's right. They throw up on you. All that rotten meat that they've been eating, you could argue that that's a little bit venomous.
Do you have any plans to come to England? Would love to meet you guys.
Yeah, we were just there a year ago, and we would have been back this year, except COVID happened. So as soon as COVID is done, yes, we will be back. So I'm trying to get some reflected light in here now. That's what I'm doing. I don't want it to be too bright. And because I put a cool background in there, I'm making the light that's being reflected cooler. It's got a little too dark there. But then I want it to feel a little bit warm here. I'm going to come in here. As we go down, see the white feathers are going to reflect more of the blue, and then the feathers in here will reflect back a little bit more warmth, but tone down a little bit because it's got blue mixed in with it. Oh, it's too much. A little darker. There we go. It's all about color, value, and temperature. Color, value, and temperature.
Do you draw on Toon Boom Harmony?
No. For my animation, I work in TV Paint. Twitch comment. Be right. From the Google. No species of bird is known to actively inject or even produce venom, but some birds are known to be poisonous to touch or eat. Yes, so I would imagine vultures would be poisonous to eat. That's why I was bringing up maybe the barfing, them puking on you would be. At least it wouldn't be very sanitary.
Sanitary. It looks questionable to me. Would you paint a lamb or a goat in your next live, please?
How about no? No, of course. Yeah, actually, I want to do farm animals. Moo. Moo.
Question. In order to be a good draftsman, is it necessary to practice new models, or can you get the practice drawing people at the mall or a train?
Yes, you can draw people at the mall and be perfectly proficient at it. Does drawing nude models help with your understanding of human anatomy? Yes, it does. If you're able to draw nude models, then I highly recommend it. I did 3 years of nude models in college, and then, you know, when we were at when we were at Disney, we had nude models come in, and costume models, all the time. Costume models I found really helpful. It was a little more practical for what I needed to know, especially with understanding drapery and those types of things in clothing.
Why'd you put a cold shadow on the chin?
Because I'm going to hit that a little bit more of the background. The background's a cool color, so I'm imagining that there's a cool light. It's a little too cool right now. It's too blue. I'm going to gray it out. So that's why I switched off. I decided and I like using complements. So what are complements? Complements are opposite colors. And so I like doing that. And so you just got to be careful of how strong you make that. And I made it a little too strong.
Chin, chin, it's so blue.
So I'm going to put the rest of his body into shadow here. Put him into shadow, eh?
Shadowy. Have you ever drawn shoebill storks? Also, what species is this bird? Caracara?
Yes.
AKA Mexican eagle, maybe?
Yes, aka Mexican eagle. That's absolutely right. This is a crested caracara. I'm not sure that the Mexican eagle is a crested caracara. There's different species of caracara. But yes, this is the bird on the Mexican flag.
Have you ever drawn a shoebill stork?
You know, I never have. They are crazy looking birds.
Question.
Okay, tell me.
How do you get inspired for character design?
Oh, I read about the character. I can't, you know, I get inspired if the story and the characters are inspiring. That's how I get inspired.
Any tips on drawing from the shoulder?
That's your tip. Draw from the shoulder. You know, go to the set cam. If you watch how I'm drawing, first of all, this is why I love having a big Cintiq, because I can draw like this. And so you'll notice a lot of people ask me, do you have carpal tunnel? I say, no, I don't have carpal tunnel. And the reason I don't have carpal tunnel is because I tend to draw like this. You can see my whole arm moving. I don't do a lot of this.
They see your head.
Oh, sorry. My arm moves, okay? And so that is how I keep from... Man, I don't like the... I'll just live with it. I don't like the brush stuff that I put in there. I can go over it, though. But what was I saying? Oh, the... yeah. Hold on. So just, yeah, so, you know, if you're working on small stuff, it's hard to do that. So obviously you want to work on big stuff. There. I'm going to erase this.
And that's why you go big.
And that's why I go big. Go big or go home.
What's your current brush that you have selected?
I've just got it. Right now it's my eraser. But I have a soft edge brush that I made.
Will it be okay to use photographs to learn if you can't get like nude models? The same person that's asking about the draft screen thing.
Yeah, it's okay. But once again, if you can draw, video helps. Like with animals, I know if I can't find the animal in the wild, I use video. But yeah, I mean, anything's better than. The photographs are okay. I think photographs should be a last resort, really.
Any tips for reducing detail? I feel like I obsess about detailing every part of my drawings.
Yeah,
Where should I focus details?
I think detail comes with going to getting people that have problems with detail. They're going into the detail too quickly. So I try to stay away from the details until I've got at least a foundation down, and then when you get there, then you can kind of tell where you need to put the details and where you don't. The creaky chair is driving me nuts, eh? Nick, I need to buy a new chair. I've worn this one out. I've literally worn it out. This chair was brand new and it's all gunky, falling apart.
You should see my chair at home. I'm surprised it's still standing.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those like breathable, stretchable mesh chairs.
Yeah.
I've always had
Those
those.
are cool, eh?
I've always had those at the last companies I worked at, Stereo D and Digital Domain, and oh my god, are those chairs amazing?
They are. So I'm getting little pieces of feathers. This is where I want to put detail. Little areas that I think the eye is going to catch. Hey Aaron, do you have any tips for drawing reflections falling on or viewed from underwater? Well, you don't see reflections from underwater. It doesn't happen. But if you're talking about just drawing reflections on the water, yes, I do. The one thing is you want to make sure that everything falls perpendicular perfectly onto the reflection. You never see reflections out of slant unless the water is slanted. Just remember that your reflection is literally a reflection. So whatever the surface of the water is doing, it's going to distort that image. And it all falls perfectly into perspective. So imagine your character being flipped and falling, continuing down below the surface of whatever it is that you're drawing, and it would stay in perfect perspective to your viewpoint. I know that's probably confusing what I'm saying, but if I could show you, which I can't right now, I do go into perspective in reflections on my perspective course. There. Just catching some light. I keep finding myself holding my breath when I'm drawing. I've done that my whole life.
Back when I used
when I'm trying to do detail.
Back when I used to paint the figurines for Warhammer, I would do the same thing. Like I would have my two palms resting against each other.
Yeah.
And I would hold my breath as I'm trying to get like these really fine details.
Yeah. So there we go. This feels better. Let me blow this up a little better. So now I got rid of it. So it's not so blue, but I did gray out the reflected light here. And what that does is it makes it feel cooler because it doesn't have the warmth that the rest of the shadow has. And I've got a cool area over to the left. And so by graying it out, making it less warm, you can feel the coolness of that reflected light. So a lot of times you don't have to go straight cool. It'll feel cool by sheer comparison to the values and colors around it.
Have you ever accidentally ruined a piece of art loved?
Yeah. Oh, where's the? Look, hand me that one. I gotta show that one. I don't know why I've held on to it, but I've decided to hold on to it.
Is this the?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You still have this?
I do. You see, I don't know if you can see or not.
But it wasn't you yourself that accidentally ruined it. It was the cat.
See that right there on the ear on that drawing, and then up here. My cat. This is laying flat, and the cat came in and took. The cat took a crap on it.
Yeah, it was up on the top shelf.
A really wet crap
yeah,
on it.
use the webcam and point it up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, up on top of my shelf.
Yeah,
up
right up. It was resting
there.
right up here.
Yes.
So
I got up. I came in. Dustin and I came into the office,
and I'm just.
and I was like, "What is that smell?"
No, I was the one that started.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were. Yeah.
I was like, oh, what is that? And you're just like, I don't smell anything.
I don't smell anything.
And so we start filming, and eventually I started smelling it again as we're sitting down, like, oh, it smells terrible. And Dad goes, oh, I smell it too. Oh. And we started looking around, and
I got down towards the floor, and I didn't smell it. So then when I stood up high, I went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I looked. I was the one that sniffed down there and was like, "Yeah, I don't smell anything down here." And then I just hear you go, "Oh no."
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh,
Oh no. I had a few other words that I used.
Yeah, this is basically the rated G version. And then you grabbed the stepping stool. You went up there and went, oh no. Followed by yeah, it was.
Twitch comment: drawing since you were 3. I was eating dirt at age 3. That's awesome. Well, you do. It entertains you.
Oh, sure, blame the cat. What the heck? We're easy targets.
That's how my mother got me to shut up. See, my mother, we couldn't afford. She never bought any drawing paper, but she did use grocery bags. My mother would take paper grocery bags. There were no such thing as plastic grocery bags back then. She would take the paper grocery bags that we would bring home, and she would cut them up and lay them out flat and put me in the high chair and give me all my crayons, and I would go to town. I'd sit there for hours and hours and hours drawing.
Real quick, tilt back down the webcam a little bit because you're it's like nose up that is showing.
Oh, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
I had it on the wrong.
Do these birds have red eyes, or am I jumping ahead?
Oh, that's brown, red, brown. I've pushed it more red than they really are, I think. But they do have very dark pupils.
So he says, my little boy used a Sharpie all over my painting. All I could do was laugh.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a time when I was little, I tried helping with Mom's glass by smashing her stained glass with a hammer?
Yeah. I remember that. Man, we beat you senseless.
Oh, but the Easter egg.
Oh, yeah, when you threw it, I was just thinking that. When you just threw it on the ground?
Yeah. Because my little mind thought it would bounce. But
Yeah,
no,
we
it
gave Dustin one of his first Easter mornings. We gave him the Easter egg, and he thought it was a ball, and he threw it. It's funny.
Hey man, I got a question. Any tips on rendering fur?
Yes, don't draw every hair.
But what if you want to draw every hair?
Well, think of fur like human hair. I mean, you don't draw every hair there either. You find the shapes and render it as shapes. So I want to remind you, the studio tour with Tony plus the 2-hour ZBrush preview is now live. So sure to watch that after the stream. I said sure to be watch that. Hey, sure to be watch that.
Sure to be watch.
Sure to be watch that. Sure to be watch that.
Shippity doo bop. Shippity doo doo da.
Sure to be watch that. Yeah, we had a good time when we filmed that at Tony's studio. Tony is a great guy. One of the funniest guys I know.
What is the best paper for watercolor, or is it not important?
No, it's very important. Watercolor paper. It depends on what you want to do, but I like to do cold press because it's textured and it gives me a nice. The watercolor reacts. Man, I can't talk. Reacts very well to it.
Do you guys do these live drawings on the same days of the week? I check every single day hoping you're on.
Yeah, no, we only do. Right now, we're only doing Fridays.
Fridays only.
Yep, Fridays only.
Dustin, did you ever do the science experiment of soaking an egg in vinegar and making it bounceable? I don't think so.
I don't remember you doing it. I did.
I dissected a frog once.
Yeah.
Boy, the smell.
That formaldehyde smell is the worst.
Oh.
It's so bad. So now I'm just kind of putting on finishing touches here. One thing I want to get is a nice little glint. Got to get that eye. Very simple little. It's that very simple glint.
What's your favorite paper brand to work on?
Arches.
Arches.
Yep. And Strathmore.
And Art Tool? Art Tool brand?
Well, my favorite paint brand is Winsor Newton.
Oh, that's the actual question. What's your favorite art tool that you use to draw? Like, not really brand or anything, but just art tool in general.
It's a hard one. I love charcoal. Yeah, it's too big. Dang it. See, I'm trying to do too much. Sometimes just the simplest touch is all you need. Just the simplest touch. Have you ever drawn an echidna? I have never drawn an echidna. One of the few egg-laying mammals. Platypus and echidnas.
Do you do a lot of material studies before you start a project?
Material studies. I'm not sure I understand that question, but I know what materials I want to use before I do it, if that's what you're asking.
supposed to be like, do you do a bunch? Basically, do you maybe do a bunch of research before you do a project?
I do lots of research always. I want to know what I'm creating.
I want to know what I'm dealing with here.
Have you ever been to the hottest place in the world called Death Valley in California, USA? Yes, I have. Matter of fact, Dustin went with me.
Where?
Yep, you and your sister and I went to Death Valley.
Oh, in the sand dunes, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but we immediately turned back around because the tires got bad.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. But we did. We were there though.
Yeah, we were supposed to go. We were supposed to go there for the day and sleep there overnight.
Yeah, but we made it into the park.
We made it into the park, but we were only there for like maybe an hour, hour and a half. And because I think like the tires were so worn out.
The tires went bad.
Yeah. So we ended up having to drive back home, and so you could immediately take it to the shop to get the tires fixed.
Yeah. Your mother was sick at the time too. I didn't want to leave her.
Can you get your Wacom on credit? I really want one.
I'm sure you can.
Can you zoom in on the eye, please?
Yep, just 1 second. A couple of things I want to do here real quick before I do that. There we go. Much better.
Much better.
Much better.
Isn't that better?
There's our eyeball. Now I want to get rid of some of these lines here.
Just junk it. Is it raining out there? If so, it's a very calming sound.
No, that's a fan.
Either fan or our chairs rocking.
Yeah. So I just want to hit a couple of areas in here and then we're going to call it. We're going to call it a Caracara.
Is there any artist's work that inspires you?
There's tons of artists' work that inspire me. Absolutely. Lots and lots of artists. John Singer Sargent, Joaquin Sorolla, Andrew Wyeth, Norman Rockwell.
Will you be doing any more watercolor live streams? Can't wait to see you at Light
Yes, yes, and I'll be doing more of those. It's just that the last few times I've been doing live streams, I'm kind of waiting to the last minute because I'm doing other stuff, getting ready. Like when I was working on the Birds of Prey course today, and I kind of waited to the last minute before I got going on getting prepared for today's live stream. So I was going to do traditional, but I wasn't prepared, so I just jumped into working digitally. It's always easier to get going digitally than it is traditional. There we go. Man, I'm sweating.
Are you doing Inktober this year?
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Star Wars.
Star
Nothing
Wars,
but Bar Wars.
flying through the Star Wars.
Conservationists at Mount Rainier National Park in Washington State have spotted a wolverine mother and her 2 offspring known as kits. A reproductive female hasn't been seen in the national park for over a century. Yes, I read about that. That just means they haven't been spotted. Doesn't mean that they haven't been there. Wolverines are pretty secretive. They can be... The fact that she's there with kits means there's a male and... She may have wandered in from outside. But it's I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Will you do gouache live streams on the next week's too? I love your gouache paintings.
No, probably not next week, but I'll do gouache at some point. I know I haven't been kind of neglecting my gouache painting.
Yeah, we'll get to it eventually.
We'll get to it eventually, but
It'll eventually get there. Eventually. How do you draw with the screen upright like that? That would kill my arm.
I have a super strong arm.
Meanwhile, every once in a while, you would start going, man, my wrist is killing me. Make sure to cut that out, Dustin. Yeah, I've had the same problem where I'll be drawn on the Cintiq. No matter what angle I'm at, my arm somehow always gets tired real quick. Will there be no live streams in 2 weeks during the Lightbox Expo?
Correct. Well, it depends. No, that's not necessarily true. It depends on if it conflicts with if I'm supposed to be doing anything at the same time. If we don't have a conflict, then we'll definitely do it. I can't remember off the top of my head what our schedule is. We're still coming up with it.
And I think at that point we'll still be working on Birds of Prey.
Hey,
Don't
you curse me.
2 years later.
2 years later.
We've finally released Birds of Prey cards. My mom still has a drawing I did on butcher paper when I was 16 years old.
Oh, that's cool.
1977 of an Eskimo.
Wow. That's super cool.
Yeah, I think the Birds of Prey course is starting to become the new Snow Bear Mio. What? Is it ever going to be finished?
Yeah, I know.
We're almost there. I think we're at like 5.5 videos left.
Yeah. No, those aren't going to take long.
And it's like we're currently in the middle of one right now, and we got 2 more bodies after that. Then we got the animation video, the owl head. So yeah, we're almost there. I'll say about another week and a half, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If we focus enough on it.
I wonder if I should go a little darker behind that head and really get it to pop. What do you think, bud? Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
Just a little darker. Just a touch. Really want to get that head to pop. Right off the background.
Do you think Tasmanian tigers are actually extinct?
I don't.
Many people claim they have sighted one, but there's still no certainty of their continued existence.
No, I don't think they're extinct. I think there's been too many sightings. Just like the ivory-billed woodpecker, I don't think is extinct here in the southeast United States. There's been too many viable sightings, people that really know what they're talking about.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going, eh?
Yeah, how's it going there, bud? Have you seen the work of Russian artist Viktor Yushkovich?
Yes, I think so. If I'm thinking of the right person.
Viktor Yushkovich.
There we go. Yeah, that feels better. I think having that a little bit of dark behind him, getting him to pop like that. Just a little bit of variance in the values.
How long did this piece take you? This art piece?
We've been at it for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
322.
I'm going to be done soon, Nick. I promise. Sorry. Oh, we haven't saved it.
Oh my god. Save your work.
Where's my live streams? Where's my live streams?
Where's your live streams at? You gotta save it in your live stream.
Live stream images.
Live stream images. Heck yeah.
Alright. Alright.
Right.
Alright, so what I want to do now, I want to do this. I want to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We're going to take this. We're going to take that. No, we're going to take this and we're going to take that. We're going to put them in a folder. We're going to take that folder and we're going to copy that folder. I'm going to merge that folder. So now if I turn it on and off, there's no bird there. It's all in one layer. And just like I always do, I want to go in and soften a couple of edges here and there and everywhere. And I go up to my foliage. Where's my foliage brushes? There we go. All right, so one of the things I like to do, almost choked there. So I like to soften edges. I do this all the time in my traditional work. I soften the edges. It makes it feel less cut out, and it sits in the painting a little bit more nicely. And the other thing too, especially when you're doing like bright light like this, it'll give it a little bit of just a little glow. You don't want to go too soft. You do want to soften some of these hard edges up here. Soften a couple of edges there. There we go.
Do you have to pay for the individual sessions done during Lightbox, or does the fee give you access to all presentations?
I think it depends on what tier you buy, I think it gives you access to all presentations, depending on which one you buy.
Where can I find this from the beginning? Like, where can we
This will
find
be on
this
YouTube. This will be on YouTube. And you can watch this from the beginning on YouTube. Some areas I'll make it a little softer. But you can see now that I've softened it just a touch, You can. I don't know if you can see it depending on what device you're watching on. If you're watching on on a phone, you might not be able to see it as well. But it just gets it to sit just a little bit better into its environment. I can soften some of these markings.
How would you soften the edge in an acrylic painting if the paint is already dry?
Well, that's when you can take the background color and kind of scumble it along the edge so it softens it, or you can take whatever the main color of the edge of the positive object and do the same thing there. I actually do a pass when I'm doing an acrylic painting of just softening edges by using, you know, the color of whatever is in the painting. And I'm doing just that, just softening edges. Alright, so then I want to come up in here real quickly. I'm going to grab my brush. My soft brush.
Will you ever do videos for the new Masters Academy? I think they would love to get you on board.
They probably would, but I've got my own website. I compete with Masters Academy. No, we might do something with them, but when I'm doing courses, I'm doing from my own site. I love those guys over there. Yeah, I've done stuff for Proco and Bobby Chu and whatnot, so there's no reason why we can't. I definitely like to work with everybody.
They're great guys and all, but they're my enemies.
No, that's not what I meant.
I'm just messing. I'm just hanging out with all those guys.
So I'm just adding some final details in here. I might get it.
Get it. I'm so glad you caught on to that.
I think we're pretty close. One thing I want to try is I'm going to merge everything.
How can I join classes? CreatureArtTeacher.com.
Yeah, go to CreatureArtTeacher.com. It's not joining classes. You can download courses that I've put together, and they're on various subjects like animal drawing, animation, character design. I've got a lot of different courses that I've put together. And then we have courses by other folks as well, other friends of mine that have been in the industry that I really trust, and they do it as well. So I'm going to try just burning in. Whoa! That's not what I wanted. What happened? It went back up to 100.
How do you know or decide when you're noodling, Aaron?
That's a good question. That's way too much. Oh, I see. Maybe you do this. It's you can feel it when you've. My gosh, what's going on with this thing? I got it down to 1%. When it starts, the shapes, you start losing the shapes, you start to realize you're noodling. Here, I want to get a little bit of that light, feeling like that light's coming into the feathers. Give it a little inner glow. There we go, a little better sense of light here. How's that feel? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There we go.
Are you using any reference?
Oh yes, I am using the reference. But I'm trying to improve upon the reference. I'll show you. Here's the reference. Here's the painting.
He's trying to improve it because he doesn't like the original.
I didn't like the photographer.
Yeah, he's kind of rude.
So you can see the difference and how I've pushed lighting and simplified and that sort of thing. So, but you can do that because you are the artist. You can do that anytime you want. You can see how the markings on the chest got a little bit formulaic by using that brush, but it was kind of fun to try it either way. But you get the idea. So there it is, my Caracara.
Caracara. Caracara.
So there's the close-up. Aren't they beautiful birds?
Gorgeous.
They are. Oh, I'm going to do one last thing.
They're freaking gorgeous.
One last thing.
One more thing?
Yeah, I got to sign it. I haven't signed it. It doesn't count as one more thing.
No, it does. It does. What do you think when you realize, oh, I missed something? That is one more thing.
I guess maybe technically you're right. Testicles.
I ain't just testicles right. I am full right. And anytime you say, oh, I missed something, or let me try something here, those count as one more thing.
There it is. There it is, folks. Actually, I don't like that. I don't like you never want your signature to be too big, and you never want it to be
Too small.
too bright.
Oh, too bright.
You don't want it to catch your eye.
You want it at the brightest opacity you
go.
possibly can.
There it is. So there's
there
our
we go.
So once again, remember Tony Cipriano's course on ZBrush is up for pre-order until Monday. So get over there because on Monday it goes up to full price. That's the end of the month, beginning of the next month, I should say, and it's going to double in price of what it is now. So if you want to get it, if you're interested and you want to get it at half price, go over to creatureartteacher.com and you can check it out. If you want to see a little excerpt from it, go on over to YouTube and go look at our video library, and it's right there. We have a 2-hour studio tour and a little snippet from the half-hour studio tour, and then an hour and a half course snippet from the overall course. So it's one little piece from it, just to give you a little sense of what's in it. Also, we're going to be finishing up our Birds of Prey pretty soon, so hopefully we'll be getting that out to you in the next few weeks. I also want to remind you, if you are a student or if you are a teacher and you're looking for some group rates, especially if you're teaching from home and you're teaching online, we've got some really good group rates for you over at creatureartteacher.com/education. So give us a call, contact us, email us, whatever, and we can work something out. And then also, once again, if you're a student and you're looking for a scholarship, Nick and I are giving away a $5,000 scholarship every month to one lucky art student. And this month is going to be our first one, or the end of it. So we're getting ready to start reviewing portfolios so we can announce the winner in 1st of September, or the first week of September. So go over to creatureartteacher.com/scholarship and you can get more information there. I want to just once again reiterate, if you submit and you don't get chosen, don't worry, you don't have to submit again. And also, I don't want you to rush it. If you feel like you're trying to get it rushed in and you don't feel like you're putting your best foot forward, then hold back. Wait until next month, because like I said, we're going to be doing this every month. 12 scholarships a year we're going to be giving away. So take your time, put your best foot forward, and we would much rather you do that. Also, if you're interested in animating in Calipeg, which is new 2D animation software for your iPad, we've got a course for you from my brother, Travis Blaze, who got together with the folks that created the software and helped them out, and he kind of became an expert at it. So we got together with Travis and filmed a course on how to animate in Calipeg on your iPad. So go check that out as well at creatureartteacher.com. I hope you guys have a great, great weekend. Be safe. Put your shopping cart. I almost say put your golf cart away. Did you hear
Put your
that?
golf cart, yeah.
Don't play golf. Put your shopping cart away.
Golf is the best sport in the world.
Be nice to somebody, okay? And wear your masks, all right? So I will talk to you again next Friday. Remember, we're done with our Tuesday live streams. We're going back to once a week, and we will see you next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.
Hey guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. And if any of you newcomers are interested in any wildlife photography, you can check out my Instagram over at Dustin_Blaze, where I post wildlife over there, and occasionally a few profile photos here and there, some portraits. But also on Creature Art Teacher, you can find my 600 plus photo reference bundles, where you can see alligators, otters, and different variations of Florida birds that you would find in swampy areas of Florida. So you can go over there, check those out. Hope you check those out. Hope you like those. Have a good weekend. See you next week, and as always, Cowboy Bebop. See ya.